Hey guys, thank you for watching and welcome to my channel. This is Breaking Burke. It is about houseplants and gardening here in the desert of Albuquerque, New Mexico. In my garden, I do like to have a desert-friendly or a native garden. Not everything is from Albuquerque or New Mexico. A couple things are from neighboring states, but they are drought-friendly and heat-tolerant, which is something I really appreciate. This is further from my house and it's harder to get water, and that's why I made a water-friendly garden, because I was getting frustrated having to keep plants alive out here, and no matter how much I would try and water, they would still die, so I gave into it. Here you can see we do have our other cactus, our pincushion cactus, that has spread. It's getting a few other arms and we might have to move that soon. So I got me another little baby. This one might be a little shaded, but I think it'll be fine. You can see, if I pull this out, there is some cactus fertilizer in there. Now, cactus don't really need to be fertilized, but I like to fertilize everything I plant. That one you can see in the center, there is a spent pink bloom, so that one will bloom pink. This here is called a hedgehog cactus, or a claret cup. It puts out a red bloom. Already done for the summer, but you can see again, I got it bare root. Now, it is illegal to take these from the wild. I got them from my brother's land, which is private property. It's not wild. It is out in the mountains, so they do grow wild. But if you own the property or know the people who own the property and you have permission, that's different. Nothing special here. They have been out of soil for a couple days, but the roots still look fine. So I'm just gonna take some soil. I remember when you're doing something raised like this, you want to do potting soil. If you do regular native soil, there is a good chance it will compact on you and you could kill your plants because they won't be able to get their roots growing. Sometimes if it does grow and doesn't kill it off, it will stunt the growth of the plant. So that's another thing to keep an eye out by using native soil. And I did get some soil on the cactus, it's fine. When I water them in, because we will have to water them in. I'm not going to do that on camera because who wants to see that? Remember, always be careful when working around cactus. They do have spines and will get you. You might not feel it, it might get in your clothes, but you will get stuck with a cactus if you have them. Just a fact of life. Okay, looks a lot better. Does need to be cleaned off. Those are just cinder bricks, or cinder blocks, painted and stacked, dry stacked even at that. There's no mortar, there's nothing underneath it, there's nothing to keep them from sliding. But I do want to eventually fill up these other ones. I have done it before, but I had to move them, so I had to get rid of everything. Here, you can tell the front of the flower bed's empty. I've been working on emptying it out because my partner used to have a small car, now he got a big car and doesn't fit in the parking that I made for him for his small car. So I have to move plants, dig up these rocks, move my flower bed. Tons of fun. You can see we have desert willow here, native to the region, very beautiful. It blooms pink or purple with white stripes and a yellow throat, and very drought tolerant. The more water you give it, the better it will flower, though, I will say that. There's a little agave start. I've had a few of these in here, but I keep having to dig them out as soon as they get any kind of size because they end up in the way. Here's a Chinese, I think it's called a jujube, or a Chinese date tree, very drought tolerant. When people came to settle the region, they brought those to be able to eat. Fun fact about those, actually, I do have a bigger one over here. You see those little tiny flowers? That's what will produce fruit. The ants climb all over this thing like crazy. They go from flower to flower and pollinate it, and you end up with a little bit bigger than a quarter size fruit. It's long, kind of tastes like a spicy apple. Here we have our Santa Rita hybrid that blooms bicolor, yellow and pink. Another agave or yucca. And then here I have a few other plants that I'm doing. Another hedgehog cactus. Again, there's some fertilizer, and this will develop into a clump, so I want to give it room to spread. I'm just filling the hole a little. I made it a little too big. And backfill. Now this one has been chewed on by rabbits because it was grown, like I say, out in the wild. Sorry for all the movement. And there is a little arm back here that I'm trying not to bury. See that? One more clump of dirt should do it. That looks pretty good. You don't want to go deeper than it was. I mean, you can with cactus and it should be fine. Just don't water too much. But I think that's perfect. Now this is cholla cactus that we propagated. It was blooming when we propagated it. I don't know if you remember. But you can see here in the center is new growth. And this is a new arm. So I'd say we have roots and it's good to go. There's the hole. You can see a little bit of fertilizer there in the bottom. Like I said, cactus don't really need fertilizer. But like anything, do benefit from a little. If you put too much, your cactus will grow very leggy and flop over, which you don't want. Look at those roots. It's only been, what, 2 weeks? And it's already formed a little root ball. So, really nice, really fast. Again, I am doing this one-handed, so if I don't look too graceful, that's probably why. Planted. Now remember, I do have to go through and water these, and I put these two in the back here because these two will get bigger. They'll get taller. Eventually the shed will be gone, this big ugly thing, but I have tried to decorate it, make it a little better looking. And this is a yucca. It's a thin needle, or I think it's called the Thompson's, I don't know, but it is a yucca. It does have a decent sized root. The root can actually be eaten or used as soap back in the day. So don't go eating anything you find. Do your research. You could get poisoned, but just a fun fact. Back in the day it was used. Again, just deep enough hole for the roots and backfill it. Now I'm not amending the soil because I have gone through this area and put manure on top, and now that I dug it out, it all mixed. So technically it is already amended. You can see remnants of the manure, so they will be fine. Like I said, very easy native plant to the area. So that's one thing. If you're not with it with the watering, or there's an area that's difficult but you do want something there's something that you can find. You just have to do a little bit of searching. And though these might not be showstoppers right now, or might not be something that you're gonna ooh and ah at all the time, they do bloom. So eventually, even if it's just for a few days or a couple weeks, you will see prettiness. Let me back up here so we can get a full shot. I don't know if you can see because it is kind of small, but we are adding to our native garden. There are a couple other things I have my eyes on, but that'll take time. I want to get a couple other colors of the prickly pear. I have a yellow one up front in my mom's yard that I'm going to prune. And there's a peach colored one at a local store. I'm going to ask if I can take a cutting because it's just flopping over. It's so big. But thank you for watching and have a great day.